Hello and welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little motivation, a little inspiration, and perhaps a way to cope with what comes along in your day. I am Mike from Alexandria, and my gratitude this morning is something I learned from Christine, and that's date nights.
Very good. Good morning, folks. My name is Earl Rule, hailing from the beautiful state of North Carolina. My gratitude for this morning is the road to what I've learned through my career and for better ideas to come up to get to where I want to be.
Good morning. My name's Jay Anderson, yielding from the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. Folks, if you ever get a chance, visit the state. It is that awesome. Anyways, my gratitude for the day is having the team back together. With every now and then, one of us, two of us have to miss for various different reasons. But man, it's a blast when all four of us can get on here and have a good time.
Yes, indeed. Hey guys, I am Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. My gratitude is for community. We need community in our life, right? So today, Jay Shetty talked about your dream is possible, right? When we're pursuing our dreams, it definitely is not easy, right? There's moments of difficulties and hardships, and we're tempted to quit, and then all of a sudden we can hear a story or get inspired by someone, right, that makes us think that it is possible, right? I can do this. He talked about Wynton Bernard, which he's the man that FaceTimed his mother telling her he's going to the major leagues at the age of 31. He had been bouncing around the minor leagues for 11 years, right? He finally achieved his dreams at age 31. Um, his attitude was that he never doubted himself, right? Every time he didn't get called up to the majors, he would just work harder. He wanted to give inspiration to a lot of other people because people had given him inspiration. Again, it goes back to the community, right? The only guarantee is that is if you don't get or if you give up, you're not going to reach your dreams, right? He never quit and he kept growing. And this story has definitely encouraged millions. I remember the story. I remember seeing it. It was very heartfelt, right? And then Jay Shetty talked about life is not important except the impact that it has given others, right? We need to stay humble and grateful at the same time and don't give up, don't quit. The dream is possible. And what are you going to do when it does become hard, right? Because dreams become hard, right? It's not always roses and rainbows every day, right? There's a lot of hardships that will happen, right? So we need to continue pursuing those dreams and growing through them instead of giving up on them. What are you guys' thoughts? Like, what do you guys think? This was a good one. Because I definitely feel
Uh,
like impact is a huge thing, right? And a lot of times there's big stories like this that will inspire us to become better. Go ahead, Earl. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you.
no, you're good. Talk about that hockey player you're talking about, or any sports player. When you're in the minors, I want to say it's a journey. I grew up in a city in Massachusetts where hockey was huge, and you saw a lot of players trying to make it to that level. But during that level, where they were in the minors, they were giving back to the community. They were showing pride in themselves and how hard they worked to get where they are. Sometimes you have to do that on that path to prove to the people the person that you really are before you get to that level. I don't know if that's God's work or not, but what it is if you're showing passion each and every day to what you're doing, I don't care what position you're in or what level skill level you're in, the harder you push and when people see it, there will be opportunity. And I think key thing is you got to be patient with yourself and understanding it may take longer for you to get there than when you want to. And speaking for me personally, I think it was like that through my life. So I didn't quit in this business what I'm in right now. I didn't quit. Some people would have. I didn't because I felt it in my heart to stay and push as hard as I possibly can. And look at me now. And I've grown. So this is a self-development business and how we grow. And for people watching, if you're in that position where you're in a career you feel like you're never going to get to, don't feel that way. All it is you're hitting a stop sign or maybe just a speed bump that says, okay, you're going to get there. You have to be patient, but work a little harder, but be creative about it.
Facts. Yep. Definitely be creative. And this past weekend, I got to listen to Craig Groeschel, and he talked about being obsessed, right? Being obsessed with our goals, like with our daily routine, right? Because the problem is how we start our day. If we're starting behind the 8 ball, guess what? We're gonna feel like that all day, right? Jay, Mike, you guys got anything?
Go ahead, Mike.
You know, there are a lot of stories I got there of some of this, and the one that came to mind was Mel Fisher, a guy who spent his lifetime really gave up everything to find this treasure off the coast of Key West, and even lost a family member in the process, and he got uh, the IRS went after him at one point, and creditors and so forth. But every day he started his day with saying, "Today is the day." So today is the day. Something's going to happen today. Look for the best in it and be inspired by it.
Love that. Jay?
I don't even know where to go with this. Sometimes I
Finally done it.
feel,
We broke Jay Anderson's brain.
Right?
well, sometimes I feel like the movie Failure to Launch. Uh, and I suspect there's a lot of us that feel this way. And this being myself included, is I've always applauded people when they were younger saying, I want to be this when I grow up. I'm going to do that when I grow up. This is what my goals are. I've always applauded that because the water seems to get a little muddy for me on certain things like that. And I don't know if I'm overwhelmed by the thought, or does my passion, what is my passion? Or dream. What is the dream? I'm not sure that I know. But at the flip of that coin, I also know that if I give up on things, then at the same token, I'm not achieving anything. So sometimes I feel like I'm just within that transition. Okay. Are there things that mean more to me than other things? Yes. And so I try to look at it in that perspective, maybe, and to see. So I struggle with this. This is a good one for me to learn from because I do struggle with it. Uh, I have dreams, and sometimes they're just not necessarily clear. Now, having said that, I'm 58 years old. Somewhere along the way, will dreams get recognized? I still think the answer is yes, because I don't think age is relevant to the conversation. I think that's just purely a number.
It is.
The one thing that I do feel strong about is I feel strong that I feel like I'm a pretty decent communicator. And because of that, I feel like the things that I'm into parallel with that. Not saying that it's the passion, but I think it parallels, so it allows me to feel passionate about it. Give you a quick example. My business partner and I, he gets a phone call last week and saying that my spouse has just passed away and you guys wrote a policy for him. We need to collect it. My business partner reaches out to me. We both get into our computers. I've actually made handwritten notes, scanned them into the computer. My business partner had those notes as well. This was over 2 years ago. Don't really remember talking to the individual other than at the bottom of my notes, I write, this gentleman tells me that I need to start playing golf. Why in the world would I write that in my notes? We battle back and forth. I personally reach out to the widow and start talking to her. And I explain, look, we have notes on your husband. However, we have not written a policy on him. There's no record anywhere in our systems that we've written, and the three on here on this panel understand when I say this. This person was not in opt. If you're not in opt, there's nothing there, okay? Because it is a system that we all use for what we do as a livelihood. So I tell this lady, ma'am, I want to help you. Talk to me just for a minute and let's see if we can help each other. I said, because if we've missed it somewhere, I want to make sure that if this is that we've done this, that we can help you. So she tells me the carrier's name that the check comes out automatically with whom we are affiliated with. Okay. She keeps using my business partner's name. She actually called his phone this past week. And so the oddity was there. So I reach out to the carrier. Now, the carrier does not have to speak to me by any stretch of the imagination. However, I explained everything to the carrier, gave them producer numbers, mine and my business partners. Checked, no, you guys are not the writing producers. And what did you say the name was of your business partner? And I gave the name, and this lady starts laughing. Well, the first name matches the other person, but the last names are different. This lady was kind enough and gave me the last name. And I said, wow. I said, well, can you tell me a number that this lady can call you guys to help work with this? I want to try to help her out because her husband just passed away. And I think it was like 2-3 days prior to my conversation with her. She goes, I'll warm up. You're really trying to do the right thing. Here is that agent's phone number. Gave me the phone number. So I called this lady back and I explained everything to her. I said, you know, the thing of it is we all buy leads, and chances are your husband and you had multiple people get a hold of you. You clicked with one person more than another somewhere along the way. Coincidentally, the first names are the same. And yes, we did talk to your husband. So you probably got a digital business card from us with phone numbers on it. That's how that worked out. So this lady thanked me. She goes, you didn't have to be this nice. And I said, well, let me explain something to you. I'm in a profession where what we do up front is not really recognized. It's when something bad happens is when it's recognized, because that's when the true service is being paid forwards. I said, ma'am, you now have my cell number. If it is that you need a consult or need help with this, I can only go so far, but I'll be glad to guide you through whatever you need to. I would advise that you reach out to this producer or agent and see if he can help you, because that's what that person is supposed to do. So I get off that phone call. I call my business partner and I explain everything to him. They were laughing because of how all that plays out. I started thinking about it. Didn't matter to me if I was the selling agent. If I could help this lady, that's what I wanted to do. So I guess part of my dream is if I can help people, that's more important to me than money. Now, having said that, we have to have money to survive. So I'm conflicted sometimes in how my dream is, if that makes sense. So I tell you that because that's fresh on my mind. That just happened this past week. This is not a you can't make this story up type of thing. It happened. So that's where the confliction comes from me. But I know one thing. You can never take my integrity away from me. And I will always do the right thing, even when no one's looking. And those, I guess, are probably the dreams that I say I can fulfill to myself. That's why this one is so tough for me.
Go ahead, Mike.
So I think what the industry does to us, it creates some expectations that we should buy into, whether it be a contract level or an income level or being an agency owner or whatever it might be. It's almost like, okay, you're in this business, you need to do A, B, and C to do this. But there's nothing wrong with just wanting to make a decent living and like you said, do the right thing even when people aren't looking, and to leave a legacy.
Don't let other people's dreams cloudy your dreams, right? Because other
Exactly.
people's dreams may be to be an agency owner or have a higher contract level or whatever the case may be. But it may not be your dream. It may not be your passion or whatever you want to accomplish in life, right? But so many times, especially in a sales environment, I think it's any sales environment, right? So most of the time, our dreams are pushed onto us by somebody else.
Society forces that hand.
Yeah.
There tends to be a measuring stick, if you will, of something that doesn't need to be measured.
Right. Absolutely. That maybe it doesn't need, maybe it needs to be measured in somebody else's life, but not in ours, right? That's not important to us. Like
Right.
this past weekend, some guy comes up to me and he's talking to me about all these shiny objects and Louis Vuitton purses and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't think he knows his audience very well because that is not me. I'm not one of those people that needs all the shiny stuff and all the stuff, right? I don't need stuff. That's not important to me. So he's like telling me all this stuff, like these shiny object things. And I was like, afterwards, after meeting him, I was like, he did not pick the right girl to bring all that information to because all of that stuff that he talked about does not matter to me, right? Those are not my dreams. Having stuff is not my dream. I don't need a Louis Vuitton purse in order to pursue my dreams, right? Now, some people that might be important to them, and that's totally fine. Like if you're on here and you're listening to this, if your dream is to have a Louis Vuitton purse, don't get me wrong, go after it, right? And it might be, I don't know. It's just not mine, right? That's not who I am.
You know, you just said something that made me think. Is it okay to change our whys
Absolutely.
as we go through life?
And we will, for sure,
Okay.
no doubt about it.
So
But
what's
did your wise change when you got married and had kids?
yeah, right. So what's the difference with dreams?
It's the same, right? Our why is our dreams,
I
right? Or
think
our
so too.
passions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In my eyes.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm so conflicted. Earl, go ahead.
Sorry, my mind's going faster. And Liz, listen to what you're saying. It's okay to change your why along the way on your path if it's necessary. But the thing is, we talked about this in the past before. We talked about guardrails on our path. Don't try to jump the path that's unnecessary to get to your dream. Stay on that path to where you need to be. Don't listen to what anyone else is saying. Just follow your path, what it is, until you reach that light at the end of the tunnel. Do you know where it is that you belong? All right. You will face obstacles. You will face speed bumps. But the thing is, they're there for a purpose. Their purpose, what is the purpose? Who knows? You could be learning something along the way that's helping you to get to that light at the end of the tunnel. So don't let anything distract you of what it is that you're getting to. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm 57 years old. And I also already know for a fact that there's a couple people my age that are graduating college here in North Carolina after they've changed their major. They had to change their life to be the better person that they are. So don't think that you're too old. If you're like in your 40s and you feel like your life is coming to an end, don't think about that. Think about
Right.
hitting the reset button to where it is you need to be. And if it means going back to school to resetting yourself to what the dreams that you want, go for it because you're
Proof,
never too old to learn.
proof in the pudding and what you just said. Dreams can change.
Absolutely.
That's
And
exactly
Dreams
what
can
you.
change, but the thing is, right, dreams can change, but the thing is, there may be a purpose for it. You don't know. As far as I know, only he knows. All right. But
Oh,
he may be trying to tell you something that there's been a
bingo,
change.
bingo,
There you
bingo.
go.
and age
So
does
you
not
have to
matter.
listen to it.
Age does not matter.
Right. Age does not matter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. I learned that in church yesterday. All right. And I'm going to tell you something right now. At my age, I'm not afraid. If I had the money, I could probably go back to school for maybe taking more business courses. But you know what? This profession I'm in right now is self-development learning. I'm learning more stuff along the way as we go. So you're never too old to learn. And I'll tell you something right now. It's never too late to change to something that's going to make you happy. Bring you that happy that's going to enjoy the life for the rest of your life.
So let's go back to the origin of my conversation when I started out.
All right.
Remember one thing. I did say I've always admired the people that said, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a fire person, I want to be, a beautician. I've always admired people who say that that's what they want to do in life and that is what they want to do. And do I think they're true to themselves by sticking to that? I do. I just suspect there's a large vast of people that are like how I feel in terms of as I get older, I think there's been shifts that I have felt in my dreams. Okay. As an example, this is an easy dream as a concept. I'm a family man. My family is my dream. I want to make sure that I can do anything and everything to protect them, help them, grow with them, and make sure that we're all happy. As far as I'm concerned, that's a hell of a dream right there. Okay. Now, having said that, as we get older, do those shift and change in how that picture looks and how to obtain that? Yes. And that's what you're saying, Earl. You just stay on the path. Don't just start left turn just to make a left turn and make a 90 on this. You got to put thought and effort into it. But the point being is dreams are always possible. However, it's very unique to each of us as individuals.
And Jay,
And
I
you're
want to throw
right.
something in.
You cannot allow people to say and dictate to us who we are and what we do. Society's famous for that. Once again, I use the term or phrase measuring stick, and it's us doing it to our own selves, by the way, just so you'll understand. We see these, what we think is picture perfect ideas for future from different things, whatever it may, whether it's a movie, whether it's an event, whatever it may be. So we create this picture perfect in our mind to think what it is. You got to be
And-
careful.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Earl.
No, I just want to say that I was born and raised in a blue collar family. My mother's one of 9 kids, and neither of them actually believed in me. They don't believe that I should be in this occupation, but I followed my passion. I don't care about what they say. I care about what I say, what my mind's telling me. All right. So if you're watching this and you come from a big family, if you feel like you're the black sheep of the family, for like a better conversation, let me tell you something. Life is short. Enjoy what you want to do. Don't listen to what they want to tell you. You follow what's in your heart.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, be weird.
It's easier said than done, but let me tell you something. If you see an opportunity that comes at you and it's calling to you, why not approach it? Because you don't know what door it's going to open. That's the thing.
Yep. And you, at any age, you may not yet have met the person that's going to have the biggest influence on your life.
Absolutely. John
Right.
Maxwell said that this
Right.
weekend.
Right.
Something very,
Boom.
yep. Mic drop, of course. Always.
Guys, I think it's easy to see we're not licensed therapists or therapists at all. It's amazing that we can get on the app Calm and listen to Jay Shetty. And we do this on a morning basis through the week. The content is just so good. There's nothing more fun than listening to Jay Shetty, and then when we decide to sit there and sit here and try to break it out, all of us have different views. It's amazing. But the commonality is we all seem to try to find a solution to make each other feel good about how they feel about that content. And there's beauty behind that. I think it's easy to say we all need reassurance. And I also think it's easy to say age is nothing but a number. Earl?
Right. And don't forget, that's correct. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more of this content. And we certainly hope you learned something today and come back for more tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.
Peace.